He considered himself to be a religious person, but he was known for treachery and deceit. The one whom high society called an illiterate pig herdsman became a fabulously rich man in his old age. The cruelest of the Spanish conquistadors' name was Francisco Pissarro. The future conqueror of the richest Inca Empire was the illegitimate son of a poor nobleman from Castilla and a common peasant woman. The legend says that in his childhood, Francisco was a pig herdsman. At the age of 19, he faced a choice, either to serve in a rich household or to be recruited as a soldier. Pissarro chose the service in the Spanish army. In 8 years, the sickly youth turned into a sturdy man. The 27-year-old Pissarro departed for the New World. He participated in numerous military campaigns, but he failed to become rich. By the age of 47, he had received only a small estate in the conquered Panama. Meanwhile, rumors had spread in the New World about a rich country, El Dorado, full of gold and precious stones. The illusory treasures became for Pissarro the last hope to become rich. In 1524, Pissarro, together with a poor soldier like him, Diego Almagro, for the money of Panama's governor, set off to the western coast of South America. But neither that expedition nor the next one discovered the Inca state. The governor refused to give money for further search. So Pissarro drew a line on the sand with his sword and, having crossed it, said, "There, in the direction of Panama, a way to poverty lies. Here, to unexplored lands, the way to riches. You choose." 12 adventurers stayed with their leader. In 1528, they discovered fields without artificial irrigation and settlements connected by cobbled roads, and the local residents confirmed that it was the Inca Empire, or the Children of the Sun. Having taken some gold with him, Pissarro returned to Panama for military support. On receiving the governor's refusal, he is persistently looking for an audience with the Spanish king himself. The trophies of war impressed Charles V, and the former pig herdsman, at the age of 56, receives the rank of Captain General, the family coat of arms, and money for the expedition. In 1531, 3 ships with armed soldiers sailed off from Panama. The detachment of Francisco Pissarro landed and moved deep into the continent. Having collected the information about the Inca Empire, the treacherous Pissarro decided to arrange a meeting with the Supreme Governor. On November 16, 1532, the chief Atahualpa, accompanied by 6,000 warriors, arrived in the town of Cajamarca. The Incas considered the meeting to be a demonstration of the chief's grandeur. That is why there were no weapons in his group. It was just the thing Pissarro intended them to do. When the ruler of Incas threw to the ground the Bible given to him, the conquistadors attacked the Indians. The bloody massacre lasted for half an hour. About 5,000 of Indian corpses remained on the square. The only wounded Spaniard was Pissarro himself. Having seized Atahualpa, he protected the chief from the accidental blows. Pissarro demanded a ransom of the Supreme Inca for his liberation. The Supreme Governor offered an unprecedented price: to fill 2 40-square-meter rooms with gold and silver up to the height of the raised arm. In half a year, the Incas collected 6 tons of gold and twice as much of silver. The share of only Pissarro was over 300 kilograms of the metal longed for. Nevertheless, the conquistadors ordered to execute Atahualpa, being afraid of his revenge. The murder of the chief caused chaos in the Inca Empire. Soon the Spaniards entered the capital of Cusco without any fight, and in 2 years founded a new capital, the port town of Lima. So within only a few years, the multi-million Inca Empire fell. The Spaniards destroyed cathedrals and engineering structures, fertile lands, and robbed the towns. The greed of conquistadors had no limit. They started accusing each other of unfair division of the loot and fought with each other like wolves. They reached a point when in 1537, Pissarro, who did not know the meaning of friendship, executed his former brother-in-arms, Diego Almagro. Having become one of the richest people in the world, Pissarro remained an incredibly stingy person. He was indifferent to good wines and food, wore old clothes and cheap footwear. It seemed that the former pig herdsman did not know how to dispose of the riches that befell him, if only to bequeath them to his 4 sons, born by an Indian woman. But neither power nor gold saved the conqueror from revenge. The son of his former comrade, Almagro, killed the 66-year-old Pissarro in his own house. Fearing that Almagro the Jr. would display the head of the murdered in the square like Pissarro himself had treated his enemies, his friends stole his body and buried it behind the church fence, and in 2 years reburied in the cathedral. Cruelty and greed of the conquistadors under the command of Pissarro turned out to be disastrous for the unique culture of Incas. The largest and most developed empire of the pre-Columbus America became an easy target of a handful of Spanish adventurers led by Francisco Pissarro, a gloomy knight of the epic of Spanish conquests.